Hello everyone, this is Joe Cala with JC Training and Development. Today I want to show you how you can back into the numbers you're trying to accomplish in your department. We're going to look at your BDC department or your internet department, and we're going to see exactly how we can accomplish our goals. So many times I talk to general managers, I talk to general sales managers, I talk to owners, and they have a certain number that they want to accomplish. They want to sell 100 cars out of their BDC or out of their internet department. So they say, okay, well, we should be doing 100 cars out of there. That should be the engine. That should be driving in all the traffic. That should be what we should be focusing on. So let's look at what it looks like in order for us to be able to achieve 100 cars in our department. Let's start with the end in mind. Let's just say it's 100. That's the number that you want to hit, right? So let's put the number on the board here. Total sold is 100, okay? So we're going to start here with the total number that we're trying to accomplish. Now, you'll see here that we have different ratios based off of national averages. So when you look at these averages, you're seeing a 10 to 12% lead to sold ratio. In other words, based off of X amount of leads, dealers are selling between 10 to 12% of those leads. So if you start with the end in mind, and that is 100 sales out of your BDC or out of your internet department, let's look at what 100 sales would need in order for us to be able to reach that goal. So if we're selling 10% of our leads and that equals 100, then 100 divided into 10% is 1,000 leads. All right, so 1,000 leads is 10%, or 100 is 10% of 1,000 leads. So again, 100 divided into the percentage, and that's what you get your number at. So 100, let's just say you're selling 11% of your leads, and that's going to equal 100. So then what is that in total leads? So you take 100, you divide that by 11%, and that's going to give you 909 total leads. If you wanted to say, okay, we're a 12% lead to sold ratio in our store, then you take the number that you're trying to accomplish, whatever that number is. Let's just use 100 for this particular, it could be 80, 50, again, whatever the number is, you divide it into the percentage that you believe you'll close from lead to sold ratios. So you do 100 divided into 12%, and that's 833 leads. Now this also helps you understand, because if you're saying, well, look, I don't get this many leads. I want to still sell 100 cars. I only get 600 leads. It's all I get. I only have 600 leads here. Okay? So if you're going to be trying to sell 100 cars out of 600 leads, then you're going to go ahead and divide 100 into 600, and that there is 16.6%. So you figure 17% close ratio if you only have 600 leads that you're getting, okay? Again, if you want to be at 15% close ratio, that puts you at 666 leads is what you're going to need to be closing at 15% ratio lead to sold. Now, this right here is a very simple equation. You're just looking at lead to sold ratio. Again, total leads converted into sales. You're closing 10 to 12%. You're going to be needing between 833 and 1,000 total leads in order for you to be able to do 100 cars that you close out at 10 to 12% of your lead to sold ratio. Now we're going to go to this side of the board here where we look at our department goals. The department goals are based off of not just national averages, but what you're trying to accomplish. So now let's look at your department goals. Let's just say you want your department goals to be slightly higher here. And I've seen these to be more a little bit in line with what I'm seeing dealers do. So when you look at here and you start again with the end result in mind, right? 100 total deals, 100 sold vehicles. You're closing at 50% of what shows up into your showroom, okay? Then you need, in order for you to sell 100, you're gonna need to have 200 people show up. 200, you times that times 50%, that's 100, okay? So now, let's just say now you're able to get 200 people to show into your showroom. you're getting 70% of your appointments to show up, then you need to be able to figure out, okay, how many appointments do you need to set? Well, 200 divided into 70% is going to give you 285.7. So let's just say 286 appointments is what you need to set in order for you to be able to have 200 people show, and in order for you to be able to sell 100 of those deals. So 286, now you're going to have a 70% show ratio on your appointments. These are appointments that are set, 286 times 70% show ratio. That's 200.2 people that show up. And then again, times you have 50% close ratio, and that's 100 deals that you're closing. Okay, now, let's just say now, from this point here, 286, in order for you to be able to, again, these are here ratios from total leads to total appointments that we set, you're getting around 32% of those leads you're turning into an appointment. So let's just say it's 32% of your leads you're turning into an appointment. So you divide 286 appointments into 32%. That means 893 roughly, okay? 893 leads is what you're going to need in order for you to be able to do this. Let's do it again. Let's look at the math, okay? 893 leads, 32% of those are turned into an appointment. That's 286 appointments. 70% of those turn into shows. That's 200 people showing. 50% of those 200 that showed are turning into sales. That's 100 sales. That puts you here, 100 divided into 893 leads is 11.19, 11.2% close ratio. And that's right there how you're going to get to your numbers. Now, here's another thing. Individual goals, okay? This is something that we look at when we talk to our BDC reps. And instead of the BDC reps just pulling numbers out of the sky, because we've done this before, I've talked to BDC reps. How many people do you want to show up in your showroom this month? Well, I want to get 50 shows. Oh, okay, so you want 50 people to show, right? Yes, I want 50 people to show. Okay, how many of those shows do you think you're going to have sold? I need 30 of these to sell, okay? Okay, so you're telling me you want 30 sales, and then you want 50 shows. So let's just look at what this ratio looks like real quick. If I go ahead and divide 30 into 50, that means that I'm going to have 60% show to sold ratio. Now, averages are between 40 and 45, and then 45 to 50 is what your goal is for the department, let's just say. So you can make an adjustment here or here. You could either say, okay, look, so what you're telling me might be a little difficult to do. What's the more important number to you? Well, I want to have 30 sales. That's my most important. And let's just say you're closing at 50%. So when you go ahead and do 50%, you just double that. So you need to change this then from 50 to 60. So now you have a 50% show to sold ratio. Okay? Now from here, this is going to help you use these numbers and percentages that your goals are in the department to try to understand what they need to set for appointments and how many total leads they need to be working actively. So here's what you're going to do. You divide this into this, you're at 50%. Then you're going to take your total set to show number here. Okay, so you go here, here, and then this divides now into 70%. So let's just say you have 60 into 70, all right? And that puts you at 85 total appointments set. If you want to have 60 people show up at a 70% show ratio, you need to have 85 appointments set. And if you're going to be able to have 85 appointments set, then how many leads do you need to have as an individual? Well, here, let's just say you're setting 27% of your leads. Okay? So 85, let's just say, divided into 27%, then you're going to need 314 total active leads. So when you go 314 total active leads times 27%, that's 84.78 appointments. And then once you have 84.78, you times that times 70% show ratio, 59.3, 60 appointments are going to show. And if you close them at 50%, you're going to sell 30. And then right here, when you look at lead to sold ratios, you're looking at close to a little bit under 10%. So when you have 30 sales on 314 leads, okay, you're a little under 10% there. You're at 9.55%. Okay, so you're a little bit light there, but this is just, again, a gauge to help you understand what your people are going to be able to need to do and the activity that's needed for them to be able to achieve each one of these. Now, this is not an exact science, so these are ranges. That's why they're ranges. If you're in the ranges, then this is what's going to come together. Okay, if you're going to hit sometimes higher here, I see people hitting between 75 and 80 sometimes on show ratios, and sold ratios can range up and sometimes down, as well as appointment set ratios. So after everything's said and done, this here can help you at least put together a plan and how to accomplish. I see too many dealers and managers that are just saying, well, we should be selling this much out of that department. I want to sell 100 cars and you're getting 400 leads. Or I want to sell, 80 cars and I'm getting, 300 leads. So what it is really understanding how we can fix all this to be able to set the expectation properly and not have something that's really unrealistic to the department, okay? I can help you with this. I can set this all up for your store. This is what I do. I know I can help you out. Why don't you give me a call? You can either call my cell phone at 848-248-0730, or you can email me at josephacalajr@gmail.com. All right, thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon.